The Jacksonville Jaguars were active. They were very active at the NFL trade deadline. They made a move to absolutely bolster their 2023 roster by going and getting wide receiver Calvin Ridley from the Atlanta Falcons. You know, Calvin Ridley is one of the more underrated wide receivers in the National Football League, if you ask me. He's a guy that has a 90-catch season on his resume in the National Football League. He's averaged 7 touchdowns a year in his very young career. He's still on his rookie contract. But unfortunately, he does get the bad end of a stick. You know, he takes the season off, ultimately bets on a couple games, bets on the Falcons to beat the Jaguars in 2021. The NFL finds out. They suspend him for the entire 2022 season. But still, that brings us to right now. The Jaguars have sent a bunch of picks and a bunch of weird conditions with these picks to the Atlanta Falcons in 2023 as well as 2024. I'm going to put them on the screen for you here so you can read them. But ultimately, you know, at the deal's most expensive end, the Jaguars have to send them a 2023 fifth-round pick and then a 2024 second-round pick to the Falcons. But at its cheapest end, that deal could be a 2023 sixth-round pick and a 2024 fourth-round pick. You know, there's a lot of contingencies around these picks, so obviously screenshot, do whatever you like with those picks, courtesy of Ian Rappaport. But, you know, Calvin Ridley is someone that joins the Jaguars team that is starving for elite athleticism at the wide receiver position. You know, you talk about Marvin Jones probably not going to be on the Jaguars next year. Christian Kirk is a good wide receiver for this Jaguars team. Zay Jones is a good wide receiver for this Jaguars team, but they're not elite at their positions. Calvin Ridley has the potential with the quarterback play that's hoping to elevate from Trevor Lawrence to be elite. You know, Matt Ryan was on the downtrend of his MVP season there in 2016, but still, he was having incredibly productive years. I already talked about the 90-catch season he had in 2020, but then on top of that, you know, you're talking about a guy that has commanded a bunch of targets when he's been active on game day. You know, he didn't play a whole lot his rookie year, but still, you know, he starts 5 games in 2018, gets 92 targets, 64 catches, 10 touchdowns. Okay, you go to 2019, his second year in the league, commands 93 targets, 63 catches, 7 touchdowns. Okay, his huge breakout year, that 90-catch year, is 2020. 143 targets, 9 touchdowns, 15.3 yards per reception. Ultimately, the 2021 year, it decides to take a year, step away from football for a little bit, and it was on pace for a very good year that as well. You know, 5 games, 52 targets, 31 catches. Very, very good productivity from Calvin Ridley, and that's exactly what the Jaguars think they're getting. And, you know, and ultimately, if they don't get it, that's okay. You know, if Calvin Ridley decides he wants to remain gone from football, I'm okay with the risk they took, because if he does turn into what the Jaguars think he can, you're talking about you're talking about Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. You're talking about Jalen Hurts as A.J. Brown. You were talking about a guy that can absolutely be Trevor Lawrence's blank. You know, that's been talked about for probably a year now. Trevor Lawrence needs a blank, a A.J. Brown, a Stephon Diggs, a Cooper Kupp, a DK Metcalf. You're talking about a guy that can absolutely be that elite number 1 wide receiver that can command 130 plus, 140 plus targets from the quarterback and be productive with them. I absolutely love the deal. I'm not going to call it a bulky masterclass. I'm not going to call it anything like that, because we've yet to see if, you know, Calvin Ridley will even be reinstated in the league. But it's a gamble pick, and I absolutely am okay with the gamble pick. You know, will the Jaguars make more moves for more pass catchers? Let me know down in the comment section below your thoughts on that. But also, subscribe for Patriotic Puzz. I went the wrong way. Patriotic Puzz, do it for him. Don't do it for me. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much if you already are as well. But I think the Jaguars might not be done. You know, ultimately, they're done for that right now. But you look to 2023, I do think they're going to be dipping their toe back into that wide receiver market, maybe picking up a wide receiver in the draft. It's a very loaded wide receiver class. So I think they would be foolish not to take another one. You absolutely need to put as many talent pieces around Trevor Lawrence as you possibly can. And going and getting Calvin Ridley was absolutely the first step in getting those pieces in order to have Trevor Lawrence be as successful as he possibly can. Let me know down in the comment section what you grade this pick, you know, F through A. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys grade this pick. I'd love to have the conversation with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and go Jaguars.
How about them Jags?
Come on, Joe! Ah! Thank you, baby! Thank you! You making blood come from my damn mouth!
Duval!